Okay, in today's class, basically we are going to look into Apple push notification service. It's called APNS. Okay. Um, so basically, the goal of APNS is to be able to send push notifications at any point of time from server. Okay. One key point about push notifications is that push notifications are not exactly reliable. For example, if you send a message to a device, there is no guarantee that it will reach the other side. So they don't provide any guarantee at all. Essentially, offline asynchronous messages can be sent, like WhatsApp. Any application that is in background is able to send a message. So the key difference here from desktop applications or mobile applications in other platforms is that Apple does not allow applications that are in background to run continuously. Okay, when you press the home screen, your application is actually suspended. It's equivalent to the suspending of the application in Unix. In Unix, if you press Control Z, right, it will suspend the application. It won't allow the application to run. Unlike in a desktop operating system like Mac or iMac or Mac OS or Windows or any desktop operating system, if you minimize the application, it's still running. So it has all the connections. It is able to send, receive messages. It can do everything. It's just not being displayed in the this thing. That kind of a setup is not advisable on a mobile phone, because if an application keeps on running, it's going to suck all the battery life. Battery life. So that is the primary reason. For example, if you have an application that is uploading and downloading files, it's going to take up a lot of CPU, and so the battery will drain much faster. Already iPhone and smartphones in particular, they are really bad about the battery life. On top of it, if you allow applications to keep on running in the background, so you will drain your battery much faster. Okay, so Apple took this choice long back that applications will not be allowed to run in background. They will be suspended. They'll be in a suspended animated state until something happens. So what is that something? So that something is basically push notifications. So because of this, they created this whole push notification service architecture, where they have a whole bunch of servers they're running in Apple network, which are handling only push notifications. Okay, so for example, if two apps want to communicate to each other, they cannot communicate if they are in background. If they are in background, there is no way one app can send message to another app, except for voice over IP services and push notifications. The only way to wake up a particular app is to send one notification, and if the user clicks on that push notification, the app will wake up. This whole architecture, they had to do it because if the applications are in background, the application on one device cannot communicate with the application on the same application on another device. Okay, so they have created this architecture where basically there is a Apple push notification service cloud. Okay, and there are a whole bunch of devices that are connected and registered to Apple push notification service, there are a whole bunch of your own servers that connect to Apple push notification service. Okay, so I couldn't actually find a very good architecture that can explain the overall thing.
So for this push notification, we have to register with the Apple, correct?
Okay, so there are
auto registration, like
we are going to go through. We are going to go through all of that. There are two steps involved in it. Sure. Basically, we have three components. Okay, one is the device. Then we have the Apple push notification service, and then we have a third-party server, which is our server. Okay. You need all three components, right? So, and there are certain things you have to do in all of the three components to make push notifications work. From the application side, you have to do a bunch of things. From Apple, to be able to register with Apple push notification service, we have to create provisioning profiles which have Apple push notification service registered, and you have to have your own server that sends messages to Apple push notification service. From there, the messages will come to our devices. So, for example, when you get a message from Candy Crush, right, saying 2 new levels are available, that message actually comes from Apple push notification service. Okay, so there is no way any server other than Apple push notification server can send a message to a device, or send an offline message to a device. When the application is in background, basically all sockets are closed. There is no access to sending any events other than push notifications. Okay, so any questions on the architecture? Okay, so with the architecture being this, what is the flow of registration, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the first step in the process is that, okay, so even before that there is a different one. Okay, here this one actually very clearly establishes the flow of messages between the various servers, right? So the first step in the process is that the application actually generates a device token. Okay, to be able to generate a device token for push notification, you need appropriate provisioning profiles and certificates. Okay, we'll go through the steps. Don't worry about that. So the application first generates a device token. Okay, once the device token is generated, even to generate a device token, it sends a message to the application Apple push notification server. Apple push notification service actually returns a device token. Okay, and that device token is sent to our own server for our reference. Okay. From that point onwards, whenever our server wants to send a message to this device, our server sends a message to the APNS and sends this device token. So APNS actually knows that, okay, this device token belongs to this device, so and it knows how to send that message. It takes care of flow control, it takes care of throttling, it tries to deliver the message repeatedly in case the phone is switched off and all of that, so in fact this is one of the most important reasons why Google and Android are charging 30% for all the apps, because outside of this framework there is no way you can send a push notification. Most of the business around mobile applications are in push notifications. Like Angry Birds sends a update on new levels available. Like that. Almost all the applications send push. In fact, our chat application, WhatsApp. The key feature of WhatsApp is push notification. Because when your app is in background, you get a message saying so and so has said so and so. The chat message comes as a push notification. In Android also it comes through a service called GCN, which is Google change notification message or something like that. Basically, this is offline. When your app is in background, this is the way for servers and services to inform the devices about a particular new thing that has come through.
So this is a free service or is it paid service?
It's a free service.
It's free service because
free service for paid developers.
Okay, free service for paid developers, because I install some applications. Yeah. So it automatically gets the push notifications. Let's say one Angry Birds, so millions of people just install that one. So whenever a new level comes, that many messages has to go to these many devices. So there is a free of service or
It's a free service.
it's free service, correct? Because there is going through this APNS, so they may charge.
And so they charge 30% for of all app revenues. Apple charges 30%.
Oh, because of that one.
Because of these kinds of services.
Okay.
So
This is one of the-
this is the main service. There are two services. One is app upgrades, where automatically
Yes.
you can
Whenever
push
you install the
upgrades.
next
Whenever
version,
you-
automatically-
in fact, even in that you get a push notification saying the next version of Angry Birds is available. You know, so this automatically they send to all the devices that have the app available, and of course sending push notification. For an application like WhatsApp, the push notification feature is the key feature. Okay, so that is why out of the $500 million revenue, Apple has simply taken $150 million in revenue. Even if WhatsApp wanted to provide this push notification service, they cannot provide it on their own.
Yes, it has to go through this.
It has to go through the Apple push notification service, and for Android it's called GCM, Google messaging service. Okay, so given that, so if you okay, one second, let me. Okay, so that's kind of the overall architecture and high level idea about what are push notifications. Okay, so there is a Apple.
It will handle all the things. Whenever the chat or something happen between two persons, it will store it in this server and send it to that person whenever he gets online, like that.
Come again?
Actually, it's push notification, right?
Mm-hmm.
It will get the services for chatting and all. During when I'm online,
Mm-hmm.
I supposed to send one message to my friend.
Mm-hmm.
After that, I'm getting down. I'm suspended that application. He's not in online now. Okay. It will go and store it in this server, and then whenever he comes online, it will be displayed to you.
That's correct. Yes. Yes.
Usually a good example is this push notification SMS. There's an Apple, even though it is actually offline, I get a message
Correct.
on the main screen. I get a SMS message actually. So this is called just like a push notification.
It's like a SMS. This all started from SMS only. You know, so the whole push notification architecture is based on what is called a store and forward architecture, where entity A wants to send a message to entity B, it sends that message to the server stores that message and then forwards it to entity B. Entity B, if it is not available or if it is out of network or offline or whatever, it keeps it for 8 hours or 16 hours or 24 hours. It stores it for 24 hours and it keeps on retrying. Every 1 hour or 2 hours it keep on retrying. Or if that device comes up, it informs the server that I am alive, give me all my messages. So then it sends all the messages and then it deletes it from the server. So this is the same as SMS architecture. Difference here is this will work only if you are connected to the internet.
Internet, yes. This one.
This push notifications will work only when you are connected to the internet. Whenever you connect to the internet, it does the device does send a message to Apple saying, send me all my push notifications. So every time you go out of internet and come back to internet, you get a bunch of WhatsApp messages, and a bunch of Angry Birds or whatever push notifications that are pending for you. Yeah, because of that, there is no guaranteed delivery of messages. So let's say if a server wants to send one message, there's no guarantee that that message will reach because the other guy may be online, offline. And Apple also does not provide any API where it actually told that this message actually reached the other person or not. It doesn't inform the
The sender.
sender. Okay, so it's like throwing a stone into the ocean, you know. So the server just throws one stone and says send this message to this device token, okay. But there is no guarantee that that message actually would have reached the other device. Maybe he has uninstalled the application, you know. So you know, who knows? Whatever it is, the provider never gets to know whether this notification went all the way there or not. Okay. Okay. So.
It's like familiar like thing.
Yeah, so it doesn't. It's not a guaranteed message delivery. It's simply you know.
In all kind of apps like this.
Yeah. Push notifications fundamentally don't guarantee that your message will reach. But 99% of the time, if the other side is online, it will reach. You know, so, but Apple from their side, they don't guarantee. You can't sue them saying, I sent one message for
But we can do one thing.
We never got it, you know.
We can do one thing. If whenever a person deleted that, uninstalled that application, we can inform all peoples he is not in that application.
How will you inform all people? But uninstall, okay, you can, but that will be quite irritating. If Shankar uninstalls it, why do I care? But you can, but there's nothing stopping you from not sending push notifications, okay? Okay, so Apple documentation is one of the best documentation for push notification itself. Okay, so as we discussed, this is the simple architecture. The providers and the our web server will send a message to APNS. APNS will basically send a message to the device. The device will open the application. Okay, so that's the primary architecture. Push notification from multiple providers to multiple devices. Basically, provider A can send many messages to APNS. APNS will queue each of them and send it to each of these devices based on device tokens. Okay, let us open Xcode now. So there are three, I want to go just open the simulator and show the settings menu. We'll also open developer.apple.com because that's where we're going to spend a lot of time today. Okay, so Xcode. Okay, I just wanted to open the simulator. In the meantime, we will go to Member Center and we will log in. Have you all succeeded in
creating
that?
that?
Okay.
Actually, I downloaded that certificate also. It's in the system.
Excellent. So today also you would need a different certificate for push notifications.
Okay.
It's like that, no? We cannot use the same.
Because in the when we created that push notification, when we created that certificate,
Yeah.
we didn't mention that.
Include push notifications.
Correct. We did not. We did not click
Or
on
that
the
day we
checkbox.
remove some of the things.
Correct. Correct. Okay, so we'll go to the settings.
I think in this version,
Oh, I
very less
Yes.
settings are there actually.
No. Push notification settings are available only on the device, so I will show it on the device. Okay.
In iOS we have more settings, correct?
Yeah. I have sent, right?
No. Is there a notification center?
In the settings? No.
I don't think so.
Simulator.
Not in simulator.
No,
It
I
won't be
don't.
there in simulator. So if you see, so first of all, to be able to see the notifications, you have to swipe from top. So if you swipe from top, it will come, but unfortunately, it's not coming on the simulator. It shows all the settings for each of them. So there are three things for push notifications for each of these apps. Okay, one is alerts, banners, and then badges. Okay, so for example, let me show you some push notifications that I have got. Right, so. Okay, so there are 2 events scheduled. Okay, so there are no push notifications that are still valid because if I click on okay, so I have got a push notification 5 days ago from this application called AppZilla 2. AppZilla 4 second update released today. Get the latest and greatest today. So this message that we get is called alert.
This is called alert.
Alert. Yeah. Okay. This message is called banner. Okay. Banner means it comes on top.
Okay.
Banner means
Yes,
it
yes.
comes on top. Alert means it'll come like a box.
Box.
Okay. Whenever the WhatsApp messages come, it comes like a box in the center of the screen.
3 kind of things are
Correct. One is alert, one is banner, the 2 is banner. Alert comes in the center, banner shows for 2 seconds and goes away. Whenever you pull from the top,
When you're calling also, this suddenly when message comes, it shows at the top.
on the top it comes for 2 seconds and then vanishes. If you slide from top to bottom, it shows the banner, and if you the moment you see it, it gets cleared from the banner list. Okay. The third concept is the badge app icon. Okay, so if you see, there are many apps where I have a number on top of it.
Application.
Okay, so for example, App Store application has 51 red color circle and it says 51. That means there are 51 app updates that are pending to be updated on this. So that circle, red circle with a white font message is called a badge. Okay, so these are the 3 things that you need to remember about push notifications. Is that one is that you can send an alert message, you can send a badge, or you can basically send a banner.
So this is same for this local notification also, correct?
This is pretty much the same for local notification. Badges, I don't think you can do it with local notification, but I'm not sure. So
Just like a
badges always get updated only in remote notifications, as far as I am
Yeah,
aware.
that's correct. This alerts and all this,
Alerts you can give, alerts and local notifications are
Yes,
like
alerts
reminders
will
application, right? So
and badges also it will come, correct? Not the banners.
alerts and banners can be shown in local notification.
So badges are really only for the push notification.
I think so, because that's where it makes sense, basically a badge indicates that, there is a message for you from the server and, and keeps on increasing, that you are requested to open the app and look at these notifications, which are waiting for you in the server.
So once we read that notification, the number will be decreased.
Number can be decreased. You have to have code inside your application to decrease the number. For example, an application like Mail, right? Unless you read the individual email, you don't want to reduce the batch count. So, the SDK provides APIs to decrease the batch count. And it's up to the application to decide when it has to clear the notifications or decrement the batch number. For some applications, if the moment you click on it and open the application and come back, it would have cleared all the notifications. Whether or not you actually read those notifications inside the application, it doesn't care. It simply clears all the notifications. Okay. Okay, so that is the general idea, right? Okay, so we'll get back to the developer portal. So even before we get back to the developer portal, so this is the same as the certificate generation process. So we'll start from keychain access. So click on the search bar, type keychain access. We've opened keychain access, certificate assistant, create a request a certificate from a certificate authority. Okay, you provide your email ID and save it to disk. So it creates a file called certificate signing request.cert signing request. It is stored on the desktop. And if you go back and see the keychain access, you see that there are two files that got created, public key and private key, with the name Azure Academy. Okay. These are the keys that got created.
You didn't change anything.
We didn't change anything. We have simply created a new certificates signing request. So if you go to the desktop, okay, show in Finder. Okay. So in desktop there is a file called certificate signing request.cert signing request file that got created. Okay.
This mainly for this public and private key concept.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. This is primarily for public key and private key. Okay. So okay, given that, okay, that is that. So there is a file called certificate signing request. Okay. So the next most important step is to go to the developer portal, create a certificate, create a certificate signed by the Apple server and generate a corresponding provisioning profile for the same. Okay, so we'll go to the Apple server, Apple developer portal.
Where to see UDID in iTunes
Maybe log out and log in. That will help. Developer.apple.com, go to member center. You will get a login like this. You use your login and password.
For seeing a device UDID.
Yes. Okay. Where do you see the device UDID, right? If you click on iTunes, you saw this thing will come up. Okay, if you connect a device, so I have connected my device. So whenever it says serial number, right? You click here, it will give you the UDID, and then right click here, it will allow you to copy it. Okay, and then if you come back to the certificates, identifiers and profiles,
the device can all devices.
So there is this thing called devices.
After certificates, there is some production something is there, right? What is it?
Come again?
Certificate last year.
Production. So far whatever certificates we have developed are development certificates. Okay. So the moment you want to create a certificate that is valid, when you put the app on App Store, you need to create a certificate from production. Okay. So for all our development, we'll use the development provisioning profile development certificates. The moment you want to generate an IPA file that you want to put in App Store, then you want to use the production
Certificate.
certificate. Okay, so let's go to certificates, right? So we are so even before certificates, the first step is to generate an app ID. So I'm going to create a new app ID. Oh, sorry, even before app ID, we have to create the certificates. So we have created a certificate signing request. So we needed a new certificate. So I'm going to say iOS app development, and okay, but here, so here it is. So not iOS app development. We have to create a development certificate that's called Apple Push Notification Service SSL Sandbox. Okay, so the Apple provides two sets of servers. One is for testing and development and testing. This is called a sandbox server, and for production they provide production service. So if you see here, for Apple Push Notification Service production, that's a completely different certificate.
But let us understand whether we are doing for the
Doing testing,
or
development or testing, or you are doing real.
Real.
So in real it takes it much more seriously, and if you try to send thousands of messages in 1 second, it will block that. So
use the testing, then it will
testing, they don't. In fact, they'll block your account if you do such things in your production account. So okay, so we selected Apple Push Notification Service Sandbox, and then click on continue. Now select an app ID for your push SSL certificate. So we need an app ID. So let's go and create the app ID and come back here. So create an app ID. Okay, so I'm going to create a new app ID now. Okay, so we will call it as push notification. For this, maybe Oxford Dictionary app will create a push notification. We'll call it as app ID as push notification Oxford. Okay. So and we can also give an explicit app ID. Okay. So I generally try to keep everything lowercase. So, com.azure.push notification Oxford. When you come down, so you have to check this push notifications checkbox.
Passbook. What all features there?
You don't need passbook now. Okay.
What all actually? What is for?
Let's focus on push notifications. We submitted, so registration is complete. App is now registered to the account, and it can be used for in your provisioning profiles. Okay, we say done. So now we go back to the this step of certificates, right? Okay, so in this, okay, so let's say cancel. So we'll create a new app ID now. We'll call it push notification. So we are going to select Apple Push Notification Service SSL.
But we have already created, no?
No, we didn't create because it needs an app ID.
Oh, create the app ID.
It needs an. So when we came to this step, it asked for app ID. So we went back and created the app ID, and we have come back to this step. So com.azure.
Oxford.
Push notification Oxford. Okay. Okay. So now it is asking us. It's going to ask us to upload a file. Upload the file that we created in the first step.
Keychain.
Yeah. Keychain access. So we go to desktop. Click on this. We generated a keychain.
Actually, it's very secure. They're creating this each and every application. They're creating this private and public keys.
Correct.
completely encrypted. I mean,
Yeah.
no other person can hack this.
Exactly. Yeah, that it's primarily for security purposes. So there is no way you can hack this. You cannot send a push notification saying you are sending a push notification from WhatsApp. So given that there are so many hackers, right? Apple has put in a lot of thought behind the security, because the process of sending push notifications is such a long process that it feels painful, right? The reason they have done that is because of the Windows experience. If you allow people to do anything they want anywhere, it will create thousands of viruses. So imagine having a virus that goes around sending a message to all the devices saying Ashok has sent a chat request.
And that keychain access only for particular device only,
this particular system only, and then it's for this device only. So it's like ultra secure. So there's no way any application can send a push notification acting as if it's sending push notification like some other application. It can never do that. But anyways, coming back to the certificate registration process, your certificate is ready. So you download, install and backup. So you take and download the certificate. Boom. So we got the APS development certificate downloaded into our app. Okay. So we will click on that. So all this has done is it has created another certificate in the keychain access called Apple Development iOS Push Services. Okay. So at this point of time, we also want to create a couple of files. Okay. So we'll take so Azure Academy private key is the key based on which this certificate got created. Okay, we will right click on that and export the private key as a P12 file. So we will store that also in desktop. So the name of the file is going to be Azure Academy. Remove the space. So
now we are saving this private key, right?
That's correct.
We are exporting the private key.
We are exporting the private key. At this point of time, it's going to ask for a password. Okay, I'm just going to give Azure as the password. One more layer of security, where in case somebody steals this P12 file, right, they still won't be able to do anything unless they know the password. Okay.
Now it's asking
Now it's asking me to enter the password of the system Azure Academy user account. Okay. In your systems, you have to enter your password. Boom. Okay. So there is another file that got generated in the desktop now, and it is called Azure Academy.p12 file. Okay. So we have a P12 file. Now we also want to create the PM file, which is going to be the key file. So okay, we have downloaded and installed the certificate. Okay, so essentially we got three files. One is the certificate signing request, one is APS development.cer, and the P12 file. Using these three files, we have to generate the PM file. Okay, so we'll open terminal. So there are a few commands that we need to execute for this purpose. So
this is required for all the applications, correct?
This is required for all the applications that want to send PM file or push notifications.
Oh, this step is only for the push notifications.
These steps are only for push notifications, correct?
People, PM.
Yeah.
Okay.
So these are some of the examples. So before we do that. So we'll copy the APS development, the push notification file that we got downloaded from the server. It's the second file that we got. So we'll copy that to
Slash is there inside that.
yeah. And, so we'll remove all of that and we'll copy it to a file called apsdevelopment.cer. Okay, that's the first step.
Inside bracket there are no slashes.
Pardon?
2 slash bracket.
Yeah, I have removed all of that. So all I have done is now there is only one simple file called apsdevelopment.cer. Okay, so there is a command called openSSL that allows you to convert this CER file into a push PEM file, which is what is required by the server. Okay, so I'm going to type that command out. OpenSSL.
SSL.
Yeah, OpenSSL. It's a long command. OpenSSL x509 minus input is the APS development .cer and then an option called DER, and output is going to be push notification Oxford push.pem. Okay. So if you see, so it has created a file called Oxford push.pem.
Using that.
Okay, so we create. So let me just summarize the steps we've done so far. We've not done a lot of things. First step is we created a certificate signing request in the keychain access. We exported the private key into a file called P12 file. We went to the Apple developer portal. We created a new app ID, and then we went to certificates. We created a new certificate. We passed this certificate signing request that we created in keychain access, and then we passed the
new certificate using that.
Yeah, we created a new
ID.
certificate using the new app ID that we have created. That's all we've done so far. Okay. Okay. So and then we executed the OpenSSL and then we downloaded the certificate from the development Apple developer website. Using that CER file, we created a Oxford push.pem file using the OpenSSL command. Okay, so there's one more. So this file, this PEM file is generated out of the apsdevelopment.cer file. So now we also have this Azure Academy.p12 file, which also requires to be converted into a PEM file. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So again, we are going to execute a different command now, which is I'll send you the reference of this command. OpenSSL pkcs12 minus no certs minus out. So we created this Oxford push.pem.
With the same name?
Same with the same name. We will
for
it will append that. Yeah.
People also.
From the
It
P12.
will append. Okay,
Yeah.
it will append. Okay.
Maybe we will oh no, it doesn't append apparently, so we'll call it as Oxford push cert maybe we'll call it as we are using the private key and we are creating this, right? Okay, again it's going to ask for a password. So what is the password we created? We simply created Azure. Mac verified. Okay, enter passphrase.
What is this first phrase?
Yeah, and again I'm simply giving the same Azure as the passphrase. Okay. So it has created another file called Oxford push private.pem. Okay. So now we have to concatenate. So let's see how these files are looking. Okay.
Same commands used in Unix.
Correct.
So Unix commands.
These are Unix commands. Okay, so if you look at Oxford push.pem, begin certificate, end certificate, within that there is a lot of alphanumeric characters. Okay, and then
LRT is
less is a list command. Okay,
list command, that is list command, but L or
LRT means most recent will come first.
Oh,
So I'm going to take both the PEM files, and I'm going to create a new concatenate both the PEM files and create a new PEM file. So Oxford push.pem and Oxford push private.pem.
Should
Then
be
I
the same order, okay?
it
Everything
have
should be at the front.
it should be in the same order, which is basically the one that we created using the certificate we downloaded first, followed by the private key one that we used and created using the private key next. Okay. Merging both of these files gives you a new file called, so we will create a new file called Oxford apn.pem. Okay, so what we've done is we've created all the keys, and we put all of that together into one PEM file. So this is the PEM file. We have to send it to the server team. Okay, and the server team will take this as the main PEM file. With this PEM file, they can send a message to the APNS server. Okay, before we go for that, before we there is a in Apple has given testing service for the Sandbox account. So in this we can easily check whether our push notification file is working or not. We can check. Okay, so
communicate, sending
so telnet
local network.
no, this is going to connect to the server. Okay, telnet gateway.sandbox.push.apple.com. The port number on which it communicates is 2195. Okay, so it is successfully connected to gateway.sandbox.push.com. Okay. Now we are going to connect again using the certificate that we created. So click on control and square bracket to come out of this telnet thing. So now we are going to connect using the certificate that we just now created. Okay, so minus CERT
Oxford
yeah, so Oxford
APN.
No, this already we tested.
Already we
Yeah.
no. First we will minus
We are seeing the
minus
old
key.
ones.
Okay, Oxford push private key. Okay, dot pm. I think we concatenate that. Okay, so it says, okay, so there is a these commands syntax is complex. Telnet S clients minus connect. It's impossible to remember it, so you always have the okay, so 2195 should be put as colon. What is it saying? Oh, not telnet, sorry. Okay. Now it's asking what is the passphrase for Oxford push private key.pm. Okay, as we go. Okay. It did a lot of things. So if everything is successful, you can type some characters, and then it closes. So it will. If there was a problem, this would have given an error message. So let us see. Let us see if there are any error messages. No. It connected, but it did say unable to get local issuer certificate. Okay. But that's okay. Certificate chain. Okay, all of these things are going on. Server certificate. No client certificate. CA name sent. SSL handshake. Okay, so in this maybe we will give the other PEM file and see if there is any difference.
Private key.
What was the other one?
Private key should push private. Or
Oxford APN.
APN.
Again, it's asking for password. Okay, so it types some characters. Says it's closed. So for okay, at least SSL handshake has read SSL 2731 bytes and written this thing. So it looks like it has verified return code 0. So it looks like it has successfully sent a message and it's receiving messages using the OpenSSL command. Okay, so that is the so those are the commands, and on how to test whether your service you set up everything properly for push notifications or not. Okay, so now we will go back to the developer account. Let's create a provisioning profile for this app. Okay, so I'm going to create a provisioning profile. Okay. Created iOS app development provisioning profile. Okay, in this drop down, we are going to say we're going to select com.azure.push notification Oxford and say continue. Okay, so just select all the devices. Continue. Oh, okay, what was the previous step? Certificate, choosing the certificate, right? We don't want to select all the certificates.
What is this certificate actually? This is provision certificate, but what and how?
Developer.
Okay, what?
These are the people who have logged into their account and
Okay, great.
created. That is something that's pending from you. So if you log into your account and create a certificate, it will come here. Shankar's certificate.
Yeah.
Select all the devices. Did it ask for which app ID that we are supposed to generate it against? We have already given push notification Oxford. So we'll call the provisioning profile also as push notification Oxford. Okay, download and install the provisioning profile. So we're going to download this. That's it, right? So we have successfully created a provisioning profile that can be used with this system. So I double click on that provisioning profile. So it has opened the provisioning profile in push notification Oxford. Okay. So if the yellow warning is not there, you are in a good shape. If the yellow warning is there, it's really bad.
So much of work.
Yeah, so all the entire work you would have to repeat that. So unfortunately, thankfully we did not get that. So we'll create a new application called Push Notification Oxford. is single view application?
This window based only here.
I think it's view based. Okay, so we are going to call this as, this has to match whatever we have given there, right? So that is the key. So product name is
Push notification.
damn. No, bundle identifier, it shows wrong. Company identifier we given as com.azure.push notification
You can
Oxford.
edit in that.
Yeah, we'll go to the info.p list and modify that. Okay. So we need to first go to the info.p
Right.
list. Bundle identifier, we'll remove the product name. Save the file, the project settings, and then we search for code signing identity. So we got the code signing identity here. In this drop down, it shows a com.azure.push notification Oxford. Okay, it's com.azure.push notification Oxford. Okay, so we've saved that. So we are now ready to build the app for the device, right? So we simply go okay, so even before that a little bit of coding has to be done. So at least let's just make sure we are able to create an IPA file at this point of time. So that
Why are you doing the archiving here?
No, we are going to test whether we are able to create a IPA file that can be installed on the real device. Okay, so share iOS App Store package identity currently matches push notification Oxford. So these are good things. If something doesn't match, it would have thrown a lot of errors. So now it verifies with our Apple developer account if we were the real people who created that. So Oxford app.
Desktop.
Okay, so we put it in desktop. Okay, so in desktop it has created the Oxford app.ipa. Okay, so double click on that. It opens the app. Okay, so apps. We go to apps. Okay. Push notification Oxford application is appearing. So I'm just going to click on install. Click on apply.
It's creating application much easier than creating a certificate.
We haven't written one line of code so far, so. Okay, so it says the application could not be synced because this computer is no longer authorized for purchased items that are on the iPhone. To authorize from iTunes, go choose store, authorize computer. But anyway, that's not what we want to do. So assume that this app successfully installs on the app. So we have set up the application ready for installing it on the App Store. Okay. So now we have to do a little bit of coding. Okay. So
I asked for someone for analytics this mobile. He said me like we have to create some certificate for device to connect something.
No, just simply follow this process. You know, like the other process that
Forest
screenshots.
is there, right? You have forest device. Four.
Come on.
Here we have four or something.
Correct.
iPhone.
You simply that day we connected and we installed it fine without any problem.
It's in 5.
Mm-hmm.
The cable is not there, so that
No. That day we installed the app and it installed it fine on that phone. Without, if we simply follow that process, it works. So, okay, so we have to create a new method called okay. So in excuse me, sorry. So basically, we did finish launching with options, right? At this point of time, we have to register with the APNS server. Okay, so UI application, shared application. There is a method called. So for local notification, if you remember, we register for local notifications. So equivalent to that, there is a method called register for remote notification types. In this, you can mention what are all the services that you are allowing push notification. What are the different push notification types that you are going to allow? Okay. So number one is you want to be able to do
alerts.
Alerts. You know, so we'll call UI remote notification type. Okay. Sound badge alert, right? Let's register for all three of them, right? So alert.
We are using pipe, correct?
Pipe.
Oh, there is.
So we are using a pipe command between pipe operator between the alert types. So what essentially this does is it will allow you to enter, receive alerts, badges, notifications, and sounds. Okay, so this completed. Okay, that's it, right? So what is the error message?
One more bracket here.
Scripted identifier. Okay.
Is again you have to give any that pipe or something. He's expecting something there after that sound, type sound.
First bracket closes here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So this pipe has to be inside
Okay.
brackets so that it will calculate the OR operation. Okay. And then so
plus
we,
3.
Why?
You have to remove this bracket.
yeah, square bracket is not required.
One bracket is required, right side.
Yeah.
Ah,
You have to remove.
remove that one. You have to put this one here.
So,
Yeah.
okay, so we have with one line of code we have simply registered with the Apple server. Okay. So once you do that, right, the first thing when you install the app, right, the app will ask for whether do you want to send push notifications. Do you want to allow this application to send push notifications or not?
Here.
In the device. Once you install the app on the device, it will ask you whether you want to send the push notifications or not. Okay. So the moment you say OK, then it will allow you to access. It will basically take the application. It will put it in the settings, and then it will show you badges, sounds, and banners that are allowed to be sent for this application. Okay. Okay, so then the next important method, this is a new method that we are going to. So once it registers, right, it creates a callback called did register for. So when I type did, sorry, application colon UI application star okay, so there is a method called did register for remote notifications. Okay, 1 second. So if we type did register, so simply we will go to this shared application file, which is basically UI application.h. In this, we'll search for a method called did register for remote notification with the device token. So this is the method that we want.
Application that didn't. Yeah.
For some reason, it didn't autocomplete, right?
No, we didn't put the application. We didn't write.
Okay, so we'll try it again.
Application. Yeah, it's coming.
This last one you can say.
Go. Yeah, it's coming.
Did register for remote notifications with device token. This is the method. Okay. So what this method does is, if you notice when you call this register for remote notification types, right, it's an asynchronous method call. It is not going to block your application from loading, right? Once the user says okay, it'll send a message to Apple server. Once the Apple server responds with the device token, it will show this message. Okay, so we'll simply print the device token here. Okay, so and in case something went wrong, right, so let's see, it's okay. So if something goes wrong, this method will not get called at all. So if everything goes right, and this application, maybe why don't we bring that other iPod Touch, we can try it on that. My device, it's not working. Okay, so this will print at this point of time. It will print the device token that has been registered. So by if you send this device token to the server team, they will, using that APN file, they will be able to send the push notifications. Okay, I'll stop the recording. So.
Yeah.